Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Marburger again. I am going to start the story Pax. This is chapter 1. I might have to stop and start again. Caden is here playing. I'm not sure how long he'll behave himself, but we'll see how it goes. The fox felt the car slow before the boy did, as he felt everything first. Through the pads of his paws, along his spine, in the sensitive whiskers at his wrists. By the vibrations, he learned also that the road had grown coarser. He stretched up from his boy's lap and he sniffed at the threads of scent leaking in through the window, which told him that they were now traveling into the woodlands. The sharp odors of pine, wood, bark, cones, and needles slivered through the air like blades, but beneath that the fox recognized softer clover and wild garlic and ferns, and also 100 things that he had never encountered before, but that smelled green and urgent. The boy sensed something now, too. He pulled his pet back to him, and he gripped his baseball glove more tightly. The boy's anxiety surprised the fox. A few times they had traveled in the car before. The boy had been calm or even excited. The fox nudged his muzzle into the glove's webbing, although he hated the leather smell. His boy always laughed when he did this. He would close the glove around his pet's head, play wrestling, and in this way the fox would distract him. But today the boy lifted his pet and buried his face in the fox's white ruff, pressing hard. It was then that the fox realized that his boy was crying. He twisted around to study his face to be sure. Yes, crying, although without a sound, something that the fox had never known him to do. The boy hadn't shed tears for a very long time, but the fox remembered, always before he had cried out, as if to demand attention, to be paid to the curious occurrence of salty water streaming from his eyes. The fox licked at the tears and then grew more confused. There was no scent of blood. He squirmed out of the boy's arms to inspect his human more carefully, alarmed that he could have failed to notice an injury, although his sense of smell was never wrong. No blood, not even under the skin pooling of a bruise or the marrow leak of a cracked bone, which had happened once. The car pulled to the right, and the suitcase behind them shifted. By its scent, the fox knew that it held the boy's clothing and the things from his room he handled most often. The photo he kept on top of his bureau and the items that he hid in his bottom drawer. He pawed at a corner, hoping to pry the suitcase open enough for the boy's weak nose to smell these favored things and to be comforted. But just then the car slowed again, this time to a rumbling crawl. The boy slumped forward, his head in his hands. So at this point, I'm picturing the boy and his pet fox and his father driving in a car. And I'm wondering, why is his suitcase there? I hear Caden. But think about this. Why is his suitcase there filled with all of his favorite things? And why is he crying? The boy's not hurt. He's not bleeding. He's okay physically. But why would he be crying? What do you think is happening?